Severe weather will be likely Saturday, Sunday, into next Monday, with highest confidence for Sunday into next Monday for severe weather to happen. So we're gonna first take a look at Saturday, all in detail, and then Sunday, all in detail, then Monday as well, and all in detail. But Sunday and Monday has a chance to be outbreaks, especially Sunday, depending how things evolve with the upper air pattern and just how these complexes will evolve as well over the gradients of moisture that I will continue to look at. So taking a look at Saturday, we see a trough pushing into the upper Midwest by Saturday afternoon and evening time frame. This is by Saturday evening around 8 p.m. You see a pretty good jet streak pushing into the Midwest, into Minnesota, Wisconsin, and portions of Iowa. Sea weather would likely happen along a boundary that would develop Saturday evening, where we have the greater overlap of mid-level flow. Because this map right here, we're taking a look at the winds in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, which tells us where a trough actually will be at this time. So again, a pretty decent jet streak pushing overhead Saturday evening. That should allow for storms to fire after sunset as the cap begins to erode. Capping tends to erode this time of the year pretty easily at the sunset because temperatures will cool closer to the dew points a little bit, so less of a spread between the dew points and temperatures that can allow for thunderstorms to develop and strengthen over time. But also when you have a stronger jet streak overhead that can break the cap with greater forcing. As well, taking a look at the dew points for Saturday evening time frame, dew points are in the mid 70s, and for a large area, it looks like that weather Saturday evening will likely be over this area across portions of South Dakota into Minnesota and maybe to northwest Iowa, depending how things evolve with a boundary that will be in place. But it appears that it would be more of the I-90 corridor to look for a complex of thunderstorms Saturday into the overnight hours. But again, Saturday night has the lowest confidence in things actually materializing. But continuing to take a look at Saturday evening, there will be moderate to strong to extreme storm fuel in place. This is a look at the Cape as shown in almost every single video. That is for its weather, and we see high-end storm fuel in place, pushing swimming northward, of course, as the moisture continues to increase into the 70s for dew points. You get storm fuel this high, so there's plenty of storm fuel, of storm energy in place for these complexes to happen. This is a look at one model, the European model, for Saturday evening. It doesn't have too much actually developing because it holds that cap in place. It does try to have thunderstorms developing into portions of South Dakota, so it does have storms firing at least for South Dakota, but really nowhere else, and it really just now to get to Sunday morning for the northeast to go. So this model has a cap staying in place Saturday. The GFS model does have the cap breaking pretty easily for Saturday evening time frame. You see storms developing along the I-90 corridor and even further east for Saturday evening time frame. So again, it all depends if the cap will break or not. This is a look at the NAM model. We're more in range now. This model does have a complex pushing through portions of the Corn Belt, a pretty organized complex pushing through the Corn Belt area Saturday evening and into the overnight hours Saturday night. So I will lean more on the complex happening Saturday night along the gradient of the temperatures and moisture. But again, the European model is a decent model, so we can't really take that model out of the possible scenario as well. Now moving on to Sunday's time frame, it all depends on what happens Saturday night and Sunday morning. But by Sunday afternoon and evening time frame, we get another shortwave trough that will move in, that will overspread in the upper Midwest. You see the shortwave, embedded shortwave pushing in down here into Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin area. That will allow for a long-lived complex of thunderstorms to likely happen on Sunday afternoon, evening, and into the overnight hours. It is long-lived. There's a chance it could be a derecho Sunday. It is the classic upper air pattern and dynamics for a derecho to happen. But again, even if not, it will probably act like one. We are still a couple days away, but this is a pretty classic signal for this time of the year for a derecho to happen. Sunday evening time frame. The shortwave, you can see the colors continue to push southeast. That will push this complex further southeast. Now, taking a look at the low-level jet, the winds and the low levels up of the atmosphere, about a kilometer up from the surface, will be rather strong. So any of these winds that push it down to the surface will obviously produce damaging winds as well. So in the evening, so any mixing down to the surface of these winds, you can easily get 80 plus mile an hour wind gusts in these complexes that would materialize. Moisture won't be an issue. Dew points, sun afternoon, evening will be very high. Dew points will be in the upper 70s in a large area of the corn belt as the corn will be sweating. Take a look at the heat index. Sunday, you can see heat index will be, 100, 110, 115 degree heat index on the afternoon evening time frame as well. So because of this, there will be strong storm fuel in place with upwards of 4,000 joules of CAPE in large areas on the afternoon and evening time frame, and that will allow this complex to ride the edge of the axis of the storm fuel. So this will change, but this model has a little bit further northeast, which would have this complex being more of a Wisconsin complex. Taking a look at here for Sunday evening, has that complex moving through Wisconsin more so, maybe portions of Iowa. Some model guidance further south. It all depends what happens Saturday night and where the boundary sets up by Sunday afternoon time frame. And again, this will change a little bit anyways as we get closer. There is a lot of uncertainty with how Monday will evolve because it all depends on how Saturday and then Sunday evolves from Monday to happen. So this is a look at Sunday. We can see on the European model has a few complexes moving through Sunday night. And Monday morning, we see complexes continuing to take place Monday morning over these areas of portions of Michigan, Wisconsin, and Iowa, and down to Missouri. And again, by Monday evening, these complexes continue to move east, south, southeast, but mainly further east than what other models want to show. Either way, the cold front will begin to push south Monday. Dew points will be close to 80 as well. Again, Monday afternoon and evening time frame. There will be a lot of storm fuel Monday evening because of the very high dew points in place, very high temperatures. Extreme storm fuel being placed from much of Iowa to Nebraska and Wisconsin area, further east in Michigan as well. So, as this cold front dives southeast, we should be able to get a complex or two, a long-lived one for portions of Iowa and then further east as well. That's what I'm thinking as so far for Monday's time frame. Monday morning and again Monday evening. Taking a look at the middle of the winds, we can see another shortwave pushes in Monday evening, and that will allow for storms to develop again Monday afternoon. On the edge of this jet streak, you can see, so likely again on the southwest quadrant of the jet streak and the edge of the jet streak, typically where you get that severe weather to happen. So you can see it would line up well with Iowa into Illinois, southern Wisconsin, and into Michigan on the edge of a pretty weak ridge that we're in place. I talked about this. These ridge riding complexes are in full force this weekend and into early next week. Pretty strong low jet from Monday as well, so any winds just down the surface, you can get very intense wind gust as well for Monday evening time frame. We'll take a look at the GFS model for Monday. Nope, not this model. The GFS model for Monday. It has weather, through the day Monday into Monday evening, into the overnight hours. Again, you get a complex or two that's dives southeast. This is a similar area as Sunday into Wisconsin. This model has, but either way, models are in a good agreement on Sunday and Monday, both producing complexes of thunderstorms with damaging winds of 60 plus mile an hour, likely, possibly up to 80 mile an hour. I don't know. We're pretty far away yet for this, but a similar look for Monday. This cold front, it has a very sharp gradient setting up over here of storm fuel that will allow the complexes to thrive along these gradients. Remember, complexes of thunderstorms, they are pretty intense this time of the year, but they love to thrive along a gradient of storm fuel temperatures. So temperatures are in the upper 90s in Rochester, but mid 80s east of La Crosse, and more of a And then further south, a similar look as well. You tend to get the complex through them areas. So again, they thrive along gradients, especially this time of the year. Not really cool fronts, but more so warm fronts or outflow boundaries. You can get these complexes to push over the same areas as well for 1 or 2 days straight, and they produce swaths of damaging winds this time of the year. It's its peak for this because you have such high storm fuel in place in deep moisture place usually because the corn is really sweating in full force for sweat. So we will have a lot more details as we get closer, especially tomorrow. We will take a look at all 3 days again as well, and then we will go from there.